It's another beautiful day in the Bay Area. Welcome to Shared Bites, a show about sharing experiences both inside and out of the gaming world. My name is Andy. I'm here as always with my buddy Justin.
Howdy.
Justin, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Andy?
I'm good. I'm good. Had a busy week. Busy week. A lot of stuff going on, just with a lot of events, a lot of movies, a lot of gaming. Yeah, one of the highlights was last week, Thursday, I think. I went to the opening of the new KAWS exhibit at the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, the
That's
SF MOMA.
KAWS, pronounced cause.
KAWS. I was going to ask, like, are you familiar with said artist?
I've seen those letters arranged that way before, but I'm not familiar.
He's an artist from Brooklyn, and he's gotten like pretty like popular over the last decade or so, more decade plus. But like he's yeah, yeah. We just saw
I
the
just turned
zoom
off
in on
centers.
the
I
dramatic.
stopped center stage because it was woo.
Yeah, the reverse dramatic otter. Kaz is a art artist from Brooklyn, and he's really famous because he's kind of like a modern day Andy Warhol in that he kind of subverts pop art or popular like kind of modern characters and kind of themes, and it's very cartoony, very like kind of animated sculptures. So like some of the things he's really famous for are like he did a subversion of The Simpsons called like the Kimpsons, and like he kind
Oh,
of
I
reimagined The
think
Simpsons, but they're like
I think
they
there might be a sculpture, one of those sculptures around San Mateo somewhere. I think maybe that's where I've seen that before.
maybe he's got like some pretty big art installations. I'll say like in Asia, like in Hong Kong and Singapore. They really like a lot of Asian and markets love him. He's very big into streetwear, so I think he's one of the biggest things that he's he collaborates with Jordan brands. So there's been like KAWS Jordans. But the big kind of signature like kind of art thing of his like there's like XX like kind of over the eye, so where eyes would be there's like X's.
Yeah.
And he's got his own characters. They look kind of like they're reminiscent of like Disney characters, or just kind of like animated cartoon characters. I think
Yeah.
one of them is named Chump. That's one of the names, but he's like a big kind of big hulking dude. And he's like inspired by the Michelin Man, so he's kind of like a big like just big bruiser type, but he's like kind of he's called Chump because he's like a friend. I mean, he's like, yeah, Chump, hey, like, hey, Chum. Oh
Nice.
no,
Yeah, I
Chum, it's
think
not
there
Chump,
is.
Chum.
I'm
There's no
looking it
P.
up. I think there is one of these. I'm gonna try and find it. Sorry, I might look rude while I'm like trying to find this while you're talking, but I'm
Yeah,
still
this is
listening.
great podcasting right now. Looking up things online. But yeah, it was a really popular thing. But yeah, he has an exhibit out here at the SF MoMA. I went to opening
Sweet.
night. Really cool. They had some sculptures, like kind of life size sculptures of these like kind of like big. I think of like Sesame Street, kind of like big Muppety kind of characters with bright colors. They've got all sorts of things. There was one exhibit that was really cool. It was like a take on the old like cereals from back in the day, so like Count Chocula and like
Oh yeah.
there's like 4 like ghost cereals. I had to look it up because I knew Count Chocula was a thing when I was growing up, but I didn't know the other ones. There's like 4, and I can't. There's names that are escaping out of my head, but like I was like, oh, like are these made up? And like we looked it up. I was like, oh crap, they're real. These they're real cereal boxes. And in the exhibit, he's got this entire like 2 walls of cereal boxes with like causes characters on like the
Oh,
box
that's
cover. So
cool.
like he did
Like
Count
they did
Chocula. He
like
drew the
kind of
Count
parody
Chocula with like
versions or whatever.
yeah, and like
That's cool.
there's like a Reese's peanut butter. There's like a Reese's peanut butter cup cereal, which I remember from back in the day. I don't know, did you have that when you were growing up? Like the
Uh,
Reese's
that sounds. Yeah, no, I
peanut
think I did.
butter.
I didn't like the peanut butter cereal. I think was a little bit a step too far. I love the chocolate and the peanut butter candy, but doing it for cereal, like even as a kid, I felt like maybe that was just
Really? You're not a big peanut butter.
maybe that was one step a little too far in that direction. It was a bit much.
I think I love Reese's in general, but I think my parents would not let me have cereal because it's all the old cereals were just so very sugary and also quite expensive, honestly. When you get it, I mean, they're not cheap for those boxes. Like there's a reason why
Yeah,
they're there. But
yeah.
I was
Still,
with my buddy, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I grew up eating all this stuff. I had no self control. Like and like your parents were more like they had your better interest at heart." And I was like, "I guess so. I mean, I don't know. Like
yeah,
I
sure.
think the enjoyment of." But yeah, so you had
Yeah.
like a whole like room where there's like the cereal, and like on the walls were actually literally made of the boxes of cereal. So they're actually cereal boxes that they kind of constructed in the walls. And there's like
Oh, nice.
obviously there's like paneling around them, so you can't like punch them. But like but yeah, it was pretty interesting. It's really cool because it's really modern. I didn't expect someone like him because so like kind of in tune right now with, I guess, general, like there's a lot of streetwear is there uses a lot of streetwear collabs. I think right now there's a Uniqlo line that just came out like today or last week. I mean, I think do this every year where they have he does like kind of designs for Uniqlo. I remember I think a few years ago I got a couple of pieces from the there's like, he did a Sesame Street Uniqlo collab where some
Oh, nice.
some of the I got a couple t-shirts I think
I love the
and he's
Uniqlo
done some with
collabs.
Peanuts with Snoopy. So yeah, kind of like just modern day cartoon like animated stuff, and he's kind of put his own take on it. But then he also has his own characters too. Oh yeah, and I'll end with this. Like he there's so he's really big into the collector's market. Like so at the gift shop for the MoMA, they had a bunch of merch, obviously some cool stuff. But I think for day one they had like some of his statues, figurines, so like of like his characters, and they sold out within an hour. Like apparently
Oh,
people were
wow.
lined up at the MoMA from 8 a.m. I was talking to the woman at the gift shop. And she's like, yeah, like, people were lined up to 8 a.m.
Oh,
and
people
like
love an
they
excuse to line up for something.
yeah, and it's the collector. I mean, I get it. I mean, you and I are both collectors of things in general, like stuff.
Yeah,
I think it's
I've
just
lined
like
up. I was in front of Target for a Wii back in whatever year that was. I camped out for that.
well, that's a practical thing, but I don't know.
I
But
camped out for an
like
iPhone one time.
yeah, but yeah, she said like yeah, people are up to 8 a.m. and like these statues are like not cheap. They're like $200 to $600 per pop. But I mean, I think they're worth quote unquote way more like on the secondary market.
Sure,
Because
yeah.
they're
If
more.
that's if you're gonna play that game where you're like buying them to
Yeah,
flip them, in
it's
which case, like, screw you, because they should be going to collectors.
yeah, it's a higher end action figure essentially, but
Yeah,
people love
basically.
them, and like yeah, they sold it almost
Disposable
instantly.
income.
And yeah, she's like, yeah, like, they'll have a restock back in December, so in a month, so keep an eye out. But then
Nice.
you'll have to fight the general public for them. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm good, but like
Yeah,
I hope everyone got who if everyone loves KAWS, whoever loves KAWS, I hope we got get your figures, your statues and whatnot.
yeah.
But it's a cool
Booting up
exhibit. Recommend going. I
StockX.
think it's a good I think your son would like it too because it's very child friendly. When I was there, a lot of
Nice.
kids because it's cartoony, but it's there's the XXs are a little bit morbid, but they're not. I mean, they're in the context where
I
it's not
mean,
like
sure.
they're not like
Yeah, it's
he's not
just
like maiming people. It's like yeah, it's a
stylish. Yeah,
stylistic thing. Yeah, but a lot of colors and a lot of cool stuff to see. So yeah, that was very cool.
nice. That
Yeah,
sounds awesome.
yeah.
Thank you
What
for
you been up
letting
to?
me live vicariously through your cultured life.
Yeah, MoMA's exhibits are cool because it's just like I don't know if you're into modern art. Like I mean, depending on how your tolerance for kind of abstract and colorful stuff is, but I just like it because it's generally very varied. So there's a lot of different types of art. So even if you don't like some one like exhibit, there's other stuff there that you may like. So that's why I like
Oh
it's
yeah.
because it's always changing, right? So modern art is always changing. It's always like kind of there's a lot of different styles, whether it's like sculptures, photography, like paintings or whatnot. There's
And then you
there's
get to have fun conversations like, is this art? Do you think this
yeah,
is art? What does this make you feel?
exactly, yeah, and then stuff that's more open to interpretation. It's like not quite. It's not literally just like hey, like a painting of a portrait, like a straight ahead portrait where it's like yeah, I mean you can dissect that portrait to a certain level, but it's not going
Yeah.
to give you
I love
the
that's something
spirited
that
dinner
I've actually been
conversation.
talking to my son about a lot is trying to convey to him that art is more than just, painting with a
What's
paintbrush.
literally on? Yeah. Hmm.
Art is not just, a visual medium. Art can be so many different things, and trying to
Hmm. Hmm.
explain to him that like movies are art, games are art, music is art,
Yeah, yeah,
just like all these other things. So that's a fun thing to try to remind ourselves about, that there's so many different types of art out there, and they can do different things. You don't just have to look at them.
yeah. And I
Um,
mean, yeah, that's actually a conversation because I think we're in a day and age where people are like really like kind of entrenched in their opinions,
mhm.
and art is by nature very like subjective. I mean, it literally is subjective, and so like it's an interesting thing like nowadays. Like I'm curious to have more. I mean, I haven't had that many conversations with people who are like have this entrenched view of like art, but like if you have a position where you have to be able to realize that other people may have a different interpretation than you. I think that's like the basic thing, but I think that's something
Yeah,
that we've kind of maybe lost sight of as a society, with social media kind of being very putting us in kind
I
of our own echo
refuse to
chambers.
entertain any opinion other than those that align with my own.
Yeah, so it's just yeah, it's an interesting thing. Hopefully, it's we love the arts. I think it's definitely a good place to yeah. I mean, it's take to, you know try to go to more artistic things,
Yeah,
get more
yeah. Support
interpretation out
art.
there, be
That's
open
right.
minded, support
Support
be open
local
minded. I
art.
think that's kind of like the biggest
Be
thing is
open.
that
Yeah, I mean
you
that's
know
a tall order these days.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Anyway, what you been up to?
Uh, yeah, I've been up to this and that. Lots of games. Lots of being a father. We got some Cub Scout stuff coming up. It's going to be fun. That's been a newer thing. My kid and I are still practicing drums. I've got my drum lesson later today. I'm very excited for it. I've been learning how to play some old classic rock songs. I can play through "Peace of Mind" by Boston now. That's pretty fun.
Ooh,
Um, Putting those
nice.
old rock band skills to use finally, learning how to play the real instrument. It's pretty amazing how quickly I'm able to pick up on song, because obviously I have to like relearn a lot of the basics and stuff, but then it's like boom, and I like still know how to play this song because I played it on Rock Band 15 years ago. So now I can just like learn how to translate that to the real kit, and it goes pretty quick. It's been a lot of fun. So yeah, lots of drums, lots of games. Obviously, I watched the most of the new season of King of the Hill
There's
since
a
they
new
brought
one.
it back. Yeah, they brought back King of the Hill for a new season,
Wow.
maybe about a month or two ago now, and
Oh,
everybody's a few years older. And it's actually really, really good. Based on the, I've watched maybe 2/3 of the season at this point, and
oh,
I really enjoyed it. It kind of it's
okay.
the Hill parents, Hank and Peggy, coming back to town. They had moved away for a while. They come back to
Hmm.
Arlen, and Bobby's grown up, and he's an adult, and he's running a restaurant. He's got his own restaurant that he runs,
Really?
and it's
How old is he now?
interesting to like I feel like he's like probably like 20, like
Okay,
early
okay. So after
twenties in
post
this.
college age, like
He's at the age where I think some of his friends are in college, but he's not.
okay, okay. So okay,
I think it's around that age.
okay.
But yeah, it's great. It's great to revisit those characters, and I love that Mike Judge just gets to keep kind of doing his thing. He's one of those prolific creators who I feel didn't really let it go to his head. Like,
Mm.
sometimes when
Yeah.
someone gets that famous or something gets that big, it gets weird. But Mike Judge has just kind of been content, kind of in the background, kind of doing his thing. Like, oh, by the way, here's some new Beavis and Butthead episodes after 15 years, just like randomly dropping. Oh, here's a new King of the Hill. Like, sure, why not? Like,
Yeah. Well, I thought maybe he needs paycheck again because those are kind of revisiting old properties. But
maybe. But
yeah, maybe
I watched a little bit of the Beavis and Butthead stuff, and it was like it was fine. It was Beavis and
it's fine.
Butthead,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's not. I don't feel like sitting down and watching Beavis and Butthead like I did when I was a kid or when I was a teenager.
Hmm. Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
King of the Hill stuff has been really fun to revisit. It's been a great show. Highly recommend checking that out if you have any love for the original series. In terms of
Cool.
games, still playing Pokemon Legends ZA with my son.
Oh,
We're,
still.
shiny hunting, trying to do ranked battles, climbing the ladders, trying to get rare Pokeballs, all that fun stuff. Um, I also checked out. I think I've showed you this before, but I have I'm into like retro handhelds and stuff. These
Mm-hmm,
little
hmm.
devices that you get and install custom firmware on them.
Yeah.
So I downloaded a ROM hack called Pokemon
Ooh.
Lazarus that
Oh.
just dropped recently, and everyone, like the Pokemon
Okay.
ROM hacking community, is excited about it. So I just loaded that up, and I'm going to check it out. I'm not going to show it but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. But if you look around, it's not hard to find. Seems like it's been pretty well received, so I'm excited to check that out. Um, I started a game called the Plucky Squire with my son. This
Oh.
came out a while ago. It's from a team called All Possible Futures, made up of I believe his name is Jonathan Biddle, if I remember his name. I'm looking at his Twitter account. His name isn't actually on here, but his bids, it's one bit beyond. And he did a game. He worked on some PlayStation stuff way back in the day, so he and I were professionally acquainted for a bit. Um, he did Stealth Inc., Swords of Ditto,
Oh, I
and
remember those
then
games. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then teamed up with James Turner to make the Plucky Squire. James Turner formerly did some Pokemon stuff. He was an
Oh,
art
did he?
art
Okay.
director, I
Cool.
believe. Yeah, art director for Pokemon. I think he worked on Pokemon Sword and Shield. Really great artist. He has a really fun Instagram account. If you find James Turner on Instagram, I think it's James Turner 42. Really fun art. He does a lot of like fun little Nintendo characters in his style and stuff. Really cute stuff. But we started the Plucky Squire, and you may have seen trailers for this a couple years ago. It's a game. It takes place inside a storybook, and you're a little character
That's right. Yeah.
inside the
Yep.
storybook, and it's a top-down kind of
Hmm.
Zelda style adventure. But there's a twist shortly in where you get popped out of the book and you're running around on this
Oh.
desk, this kid's desk, this kid who is like is a fan of Jot, the main character in the Plucky Squire. So you get popped out of the book and run around the desk, and you have to try to figure out how to get back in the book and all that. So it's a fun game. We're not super far into it, but it's actually, the story is getting going a little deeper than I thought it was going to at first. Like some of the other characters in the book find out that they're characters inside a book, and they start like having like asking existential questions about like, wait, what
Nice.
is that? Like, I'm a character inside a book? What are you talking? And it's like, well, I didn't think that they were gonna dive into that at all. But yeah, I'm
Oh,
curious
okay.
to see if they go any further with that. But I was like reading that because I'm narrating it as I'm playing it with my son, and I'm,
Yeah, yeah.
doing voices for the characters. And as I'm reading it, I'm like, oh man, I don't know, are these questions that he is ready to be like that? That's pretty deep,
Yeah, well,
um,
you know,
but he's a mature kid.
challenge your kids.
But yeah, great game. I'm loving it. Really fun. Great narration. Very beautiful art style, and just really fun to play.
Nice. I actually
Um,
ordered, I have a physical copy of that because it was on sale on Woot like a few months
oh,
ago.
nice.
And I was like,
Oh, great game.
I was meaning to play it, and I just never got around to it. I'm like, I'm sure, why not? I'll get one at whatever 50%, 60% off or whatever, just to have a thing and support. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's cool. That's good.
I was reminded to pick it up because it was on sale on Switch for $10, and it recently got a Switch 2 patch that makes it run a little more consistently on
Oh,
Switch 2.
nice. I think I may have gotten
So,
a physical
yeah,
Switch copy, so maybe that I can just play it on my Switch too. That'll be great.
there you go. Also excited for Kirby Air Riders, which drops today as we're recording this. My son is super excited for this, and Masahiro Sakurai of Smash Brothers fame.
Mm,
I trust he and his team to make a quality product. Actually, I'm curious
that-
I'm curious what the reviews are looking like,
oh, I
because
was
they
just gonna say the
probably
Metacritic
dropped today.
doesn't look that great. The Open Critic doesn't look that great. So
Open Critic is sitting at 80. That's fine. I'll take an
yeah.
80. I'll take an
Well,
80 for
I think
Kirby
when
Air
you
Riders.
expect, I mean, so I play the fantasy critic games, and I think people
Yeah,
are expecting
I'm not
for a
expecting Kirby Air
for a
Riders to
first
be a
party
10 out
Nintendo
of
game. I
10.
think you kind of go in expecting like at least a high 80, mid 80s. Let's say mid 80s to high 80s. Um,
This is his in between Smash Brothers games project. I'm not expecting a 10 out of 10. It's fine. I'll let Sakurai-san have an 8 out of 10. It's fine.
yeah, it's fine. I
Um,
mean, and again, we don't need to only play 10 out of 10 games from reviews. Like there's best
exactly.
games are going to be 8, 7 out of
Exactly.
10 because
And I'm looking at
they're gonna
Mario
hit
Kart
for those who
World.
like it.
Mario Kart World is 87. So it's like whatever. I mean, if this is an 8 and Mario Kart is an 8.7, then like this is still going to be pretty fun, right?
Yeah,
So,
I think if you like the genre, it looks like it'll be fun. I mean, I haven't read the reviews, but I'm assuming that's the case.
I'm
Like,
also excited. I'm going to keep an eye out for Black Friday deals on Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, because I heard that that was pretty good, and
mm,
it sounds like that's going to get some Black Friday deals based on some early peaks at, like, I think it was
oh,
like
okay,
GameStop deals or something.
okay,
But yeah, apparently that one's good, and my kid loves Sonic the Hedgehog right now too, so that'd be a fun one to check out. And I'm a sucker for a quality racing game. I love racing games.
nice,
Uh,
nice.
yeah. So yeah, doing that. Got the Kirby Air Riders,
Yeah, go ahead.
and the last one I was going to mention is Easy Come Easy Golf, because my kid is he's shown an interest in golf. So I said, okay, well, uh, we'll take you out golfing. We'll figure out how to make that happen soon. But in the meantime, let's check out some golf games, because there's a long, rich history of quality golf video games. Most of them made by
Yeah,
clap
hot shots.
hands.
Okay.
Exactly. So I figured out, I looked at basically what's the last thing Clap Hands has put out, and it's Easy Come Easy Golf, which was an Apple Arcade game, but they ported it
mm,
to Switch. So I got the Switch version of it, and it's kind of mobile gamey in the way it's laid out, but it's fine. The core
mm,
mechanics are still classic hot shots. Triple tap, tap to set the power, tap to
mm,
try and
mm.
get the hit it in the center. You can put a little spin on, get more powerful, unlock more characters, all that fun stuff. So we've been working on that a little bit, and it's crazy how quickly he has picked it up. I'm teaching him, some of because I've been playing these games for literal decades at this point. So I'm teaching him some of the tricks about how to put backspin on the ball and stuff like that,
Nice.
which is
Yeah,
crazy
that's
because he's 5 years
learn
old.
early.
So like, man, if he ever like has friends who play video games, they're all going to hate him because he's going to be kicking their butts. But
Yeah, he's gonna get a leg up on them
he's
for their techniques.
he's enjoying easy come easy golf, and I'm enjoying revisiting that style of golf game. So if you're hankering for some clap hands style golf action, some hot shots style golf action,
Is that Clap Hands
interestingly,
the
by the
studio? What is that?
Clap
Who's
Hands
Clap
is the name
Hands?
of the developer who's made all the hot shots
Oh,
games,
I didn't Clap
hot
Hands?
shots, Minnow Golf, everybody's
Oh,
golf, whatever you want to call it. It's been
yeah,
Clap
everybody's
Hands this
golf.
whole
Yeah,
time. Clap Hanz. Clap
Oh,
Hands
interesting. I didn't
is the
realize that was the name of the
name of the
studio.
studio. Yeah, but
Cool.
if you buy the newest Everybody's Golf game, which is called
Mm.
Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, I believe, not made by Clap Hands. It's made by
Uh,
what are they called? Hyde, I believe, is the name of the developer, and
I'm
it's
not sure.
published by
Okay.
Bandai Namco, which
Okay,
is
okay.
super
So they got some.
interesting. So like
Yeah.
different team making that, but then the team that originally made that series is making something new now. It's a kind of reminds me of like when Guitar Hero went to Activision, and then Harmonix was over here doing Rock Band, like doing a different thing. Like
Yeah, yeah, they
um,
separate the developers, yeah, or they continue the franchise, but the original developers, went on to a new
doing something
franchise,
different.
so
Yeah.
which
Anyway,
is I always
a bit of a tangent there, as I am wont to do, but Easy Come Easy Golf is very fun. We're having a great time with it. It's
cool,
just a harmless little fun mobile style clap hands golf game.
nice. I'll have to look into that
Yeah.
because I do like a good clap hands game apparently, so I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
check that out.
And then just looking
Um,
forward to the Pokemon DLC, which is a
yeah,
couple weeks away now. And then Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is out soon too.
yeah, a lot of
Lots
Nintendo stuff
happening.
coming out, eh?
Yeah.
Like, we're at nice. Well, the big news this week was one of the big news, yeah, was the Game Award nominees being announced. And
Sure
that's always a
was.
fun time of year. We're always getting into that end of year kind of GOTY discussion time, which has kind of become a I guess a tradition in the gaming world.
It's goatee time,
Um,
baby.
yeah, and so like there's a bunch of categories. Obviously, I think this might be like the biggest number of categories. I think there's like 30 categories, like 30 or 20. I don't know. It's 29 or so. Um, and I thought it might be fun if you and I kind of went through each of the categories. And to be honest, I'll be honest, I haven't looked through any of these yet. I don't know if you have, but
I haven't.
um, I might have. I think I may have seen some of the GO2I ones, but like for the rest of the individual categories, I've not. So I think yeah, it might be fun if we pulled up these categories and kind of talked over kind of each category and maybe our votes, and we can submit
Let's do it.
our shared bites vote
Yeah,
for
let's
this.
do
And I
this.
think and I looked this. I think this is just for fun. I don't think this actually goes to like the actual winner. I want to
So
say,
there's the player's voice
yeah. I
section at
think
the
that's
bottom. If you scroll down
yeah,
to the bottom, there's one that says
yeah,
player's voice.
yeah. So I think that might be the one that the general
Yeah.
players population can vote for.
I think there's some level, like I think that player voting has some small weighting on the main ones or something. I'm not
I
sure
see.
how
Okay.
exactly it works. I think there's
Yeah.
some formula they use or something, but I don't know if they're like super public about how that all comes together.
Yeah, I know there's
Um,
a big panel that Jeff has put together of industry luminaries and kind of experts. So
This is
I know
actually
there's a
a special version of the page just for you. This vote is the one that matters.
this is the
Your
only one
vote,
that
Andy.
matters. This is
Yeah,
the
so
only vote that
whatever
matters.
you pick is the winner. So
So
we have
we
to
gotta
be
not fuck up
responsible
here.
here.
So we gotta, so yeah, I figured we'd start at the bottom maybe and go and work our way up to GOTY
Start
maybe
from
so
the
as our
bottom,
finish
probably.
final one.
Yeah, let's start with
Yeah,
best esports team.
yeah. Are you down for this? All right, you ready to go? Let's do this. Best esports
Eeny,
team.
meeny, mite. Let's see.
Do you do you
I haven't
follow any of
heard of
these
any of these.
esports?
Pass.
You're past. Okay.
Sorry.
I love
Yeah.
Valorant, so I'm gonna vote for NRG.
Okay.
Because I know the team. I know of the team. Not know the team personally, but just
Oh
we're
man.
voting for a game here. I think.
No, it's the children
Out
who
of all of
are.
these, I think this is the most fun sport to watch anyway. So, all right, we're doing it.
I take your word for it.
It's been voted.
Got my
Best
vote.
esports NRG. All right, next category. Wait, it's gonna go backwards.
NRG.
Okay, I'm going backwards. I'll just
NRG.
do this backwards.
Should we just start at the top? Should we just start with the good stuff? Give the people what they want
No,
up
I
front?
don't want to. I want to work our way there. We have to kind of give
Okay, okay.
people
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay.
a
Best
thing to work up
esports
to.
athlete. Goodness.
Athlete. Okay. Do you recognize any of these athletes? Apologies
Uh,
to these
well,
athletes because I think
it's
we.
gotta be a Valorant player, right?
Well,
Oh,
you follow
I
Street Fighter though,
I
right?
know
So
Menard from Street Fighter.
Leonard, yeah.
I know that guy, right? That's a guy.
Do you?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
is he? Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know. I don't know.
I will. Since I
I
picked
have
the esports,
no.
I'll cede this to you if you want to vote for Menard.
I have no preference. Let's pick one of the Valorant guys.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Forsaken. He
Sure.
is a nice guy, and he's really good.
Okay, cool.
He has some really big highlight plays. So it's wait, okay. Wait, now I want to change about. Wait, I think we've frozen the page. Cool.
No.
No, I don't. Not next category. God, okay. Let you use them. Best esports game.
Well, I mean,
well, if we're gonna go
we've got a
down the
theme
road,
here.
yeah. All right, we're just gonna kind of quickly go through this. Can I just not go to next
Can you hit
category?
escape?
Yeah, double click this time. Content creator of the year: Hydrel, Kai Cenat, Moist Critical, Sakura Miko, and the Burnt Peanut.
I don't know any of these people, man.
Yeah,
yeah. We'll get to the good stuff soon. We'll get to the stuff that we actually can have an
I mean,
opinion
I
on
think a lot
soon,
of
for
people care
sure.
about these creators. I think we have not. I know of Kai. I've seen Kai's stream. I've seen Moist. I've seen Sakura's.
Sorry to the fans of these creators that I am so ignorant about this. I don't watch any of these
Does he have
guys.
a bio? Oh, what? Nope. I voted for him. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do.
Well,
I'm gonna vote for Kai.
I've heard
I think
of
he's
Kai.
done a lot of,
I've heard of Kai.
Yeah, he's kind of done a lot of work. I think. I mean, honestly, I think iShow's Speed should have won this year, but I don't know why he's not a nominee. He's kind of been all over the world, doing a lot of interesting stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna vote for him. And I just realized that we have a screenshot for the video podcast, but for the audio podcast, I realized we should be reading the nominees since we're not able to see this.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's true, huh? Okay. Well, yeah. Well, now
we're going to go to most anticipated game, and here's one I think we can probably have an opinion on. So the nominees are 007 First Light by IO Interactive, Grand Theft Auto 6 from Rockstar, Marvel's Wolverine from Insomniac Games Sony, Resident Evil Requiem by Capcom, and The Witcher 4 by CD Projekt Red.
Oh, is that confirmed for next year, or is this just most anticipated in general?
This is most anticipated. So I think they're not boxing themselves
no specific
year,
release year.
But I think these are kind of supposed to be imminently released.
Because The Witcher 4, I thought that was more of like hey, confirming that we're working on it, but don't expect anything too soon. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that actually launched next year, but I'd love to be proven wrong. I don't know. I mean, I gotta go Grand Theft Auto 6 here. I mean, for me, I think because it's everyone's most anticipated game. Anticipated game. Rockstar has not missed with one of these. I mean, they just make like each one of the, even if I'm not excited to play it when it comes out, it's always like epic, amazing, like just
earlier
fun.
We were talking about how all art is subjective and everything, but the objectively correct answer here is Grand Theft Auto 6. Like if you ask the most people in the world, like that's the one that'll win. That's the one that's going to have earth-shattering implications for the game industry. I certainly have an opinion on this. I think there's one that I'm most excited. There's one that I'm most excited for personally, and one that I'm most curious about. But do you want to heir mine?
Yes.
The one I'm most excited for is Marvel's Wolverine, because Insomniac just rules, and they have they're 2 for 2 on the 3 for 3 on the Spider-Man games, in my opinion. And I'm really Miles Morales was the other one.
Yeah, Miles Morales.
And I'm really excited to see what they do when they step out of that. They made 3 of those things now. Let's let them try something new. And they're going with an ultra violent, hard R rated, like Wolverine, like impaling people type game. Like it seems like it's going to be a very big departure from what they've been doing.
I hope
and then even if you think of the stuff they were doing before that, like they've never done anything quite like this. So I'm excited to see them step into new territory.
I'm still uncertain if this is much different from Marvel's Spider-Man. I mean, I remember seeing like the trailer and it looked like, I mean, I don't think they've shown like the full on gameplay yet. I think they've shown like kind of cinematic stuff. So
they showed some gameplay.
I'm a little more cynical, and like if it's the same open world structure as Spider-Man, it's like it's not as exciting for me because I think they've already done that. But you said, if it's something really like a departure from their previous, the previous Spider-Man entries, then I think it could be really special because Insomniac.
We'll see what the overall structure looks like, but the gameplay looked. I mean, the combat looked very real squishy. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited to see. But the one I'm really curious about is 007 First Light. Again, a situation where it's a developer who really made a name for themselves doing something very specific, and now they get to take that and do they're being trusted with this legendary IP, and I feel like they're such a good developer for this because they've made a name for themselves doing spy shit, basically, you know. So this should be really fun to see where it lands. Everything so far has looked really good, and obviously they've got Sony behind them. It was announced during a state of play, I think, and the fact that everyone is like so confident about it this early, like confident enough that it's got like Sony's backing. I think it was just in a Xbox something or other. So like there's a lot of attention on it. I think IO has been it's all led up to this for them basically. Like this is them like,
Interesting.
all right, you guys have Hitman rules. Now here's our baby. Let's see what you can do with it. So,
All right. Yeah.
or here's whoever's baby. It's MGM owned, or it's
MGM, Amazon.
Amazon owns 007
MGM.
now. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's I'm excited to play Marvel's Wolverine. Obviously, there's the curiosity around GTA 6, so that'll be crazy to see what happens surrounding all that. But it's Wolverine for me.
All right. I'm picking. I mean, I'm really excited for Resident Evil Requiem. I love the last few games. I've been on a Resident Evil tear like over the summer. I think I finished 6, which is I never got to play, and that game was awesome. I played it co-op. Yeah. And I remember at the time it got like a low Metacritic. It was like in the 70s, I want to say. And people were like, oh, this is like not the Resident Evil I grew up on. And it's like, it doesn't need to be. It's really fun. It's a dumb action movie. Yeah. It felt like
you want to go back to tank controls? Like, come on, man.
It wasn't quite tank controlled, but it was more like
I say like if someone is saying like this isn't the Resident Evil I grew up with, like, oh yeah, well have fun going back to 3-second loads every time you open a door. And
I mean, yeah, and it was less like horror. I mean, it was more like just dumb action movie, but it's fun, man. It was really fun. We just crack jokes the whole time. It's a game you have to play co-op for sure. Resident Evil 6. So anyway, but I'm excited for Resident Evil Requiem. I think it's really good, but I think GTA 6 is going to be the one just because it is like top. It's like I bought a new PC for this, about our new PS5 Pro for this. Like this is the thing that's gonna like I'm always big on single player, so I'm gonna probably not play a lot of online, but I think online might be we woven into this a lot more intricately, so we'll see. But we're doing GTA 6 for this one just because it's gonna come out soon.
That's right, because that's the one that's gonna win anyway, so
it probably will win. I'd be surprised if it doesn't. All right, best adaptation. Recognizing so this is kind of a TV movie adaptation. So the nominees are a Minecraft movie, Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell Death Watch, The Last of Us Season 2, and Until Dawn.
Well,
I've only seen The Last of Us Season 2, so I don't know about which ones.
I've only seen the Minecraft movie out of all these. Okay. I've heard that The Last of Us Season 2 is actually not very good.
It's fine. It's fine. Like it's not bad. It's just fine.
Sure.
Well, actually, I mean, it's no. Actually, I heard that it just didn't do. It's very faithful to the game, so that's depending on what you.
Based on what I've heard, it didn't do a very good job capturing the nuance of the second game. But
it's only the first third of the game, right? So,
is it? I don't know.
It ends on like the theater sequence after in the theater sequence. So there's in the theater in Seattle, like that in Seattle. I'll say So that's not even like a third of the game.
So the one thing that I did say, I saw a Minecraft movie and it was fine. My kid likes it. It's a fun. They did a fine job making it, but I wouldn't say that it's an award-winning thing. I haven't seen Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell, or what was the other thing at the bottom?
Until Dawn,
which I haven't seen.
From the reviews I read, it's kind of a not a very good adaptation. It's a huge departure from the actual
by
game.
Process of elimination, I would almost say Devil May Cry, because based on that frame, it looks like pretty good.
Let's do it. I mean, honestly, I think the two anime shows are probably the better ones out of the movies are not good, and the live action it's fine, but I think all right, we're gonna go Devil May Cry. That's our pick.
Devil May Cry. Let's go.
I mean, I do love the game. I want to see.
And I'm doing my own votes on my side.
We got Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Elden Ring, Night Ring, Peak, and Split Fiction for best multiplayer, including co-op and MMO, irrespective of game genre or platform. This is interesting.
Yeah, this is a tough one because this is one where I can look at it from the outside. I can look at it like from a scholarly perspective. I haven't actually played any of these games, but I'm aware of all of them based on the conversations that I've been seeing happen around them. So I feel like I have some level of an opinion, even though I can't personally vote from a place of experience, having played them myself.
I'm
But
a kind of like I've only played through complete Split Fiction, which is incredible. You have to play
I've
this game;
heard it's
it's incredible.
fantastic, and
Um,
I'm down to give it to them just because I always want Hazelight to get
yeah.
their
Well,
flowers.
the only thing I'm kind of hesitant about is that they're the I don't think they should have combined these two because it's very different to have a co-op experience versus a huge like a just like a PvP experience like
Yeah, they
Battlefield 6
really
or Arc
just lumped
Raiders.
all multiplayer into it
Yeah,
because
that's it's a
multiplayer
very
can mean
different
a lot of different
experience.
things.
They're
Yeah, Split
completely
Fiction
different
is more of a
games.
linear straight through. It's almost like a single player game that you play with
It is,
one other
yes.
person. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
so
And
yeah, that's
so
tricky.
and
And I
yeah, and
also
it's
think
such a different
Peak
experience.
deserves recognition because of how much it's done for just like social multiplayer this year. It's been all over Twitch. Everyone's been loving it, and it's been great for a great entry into the co-op pantheon. I think
Yeah.
I'm all about
Um
games that get people playing together.
and I've heard a lot of good things about Arc Raiders. Everyone I've heard who plays it loves it. It's a extraction shooter type game with a little bit of
Hmm.
PvE in it. And I think I just saw Battlefield 6 has broken sales records everywhere. So I think,
Sure.
yeah, it's very interesting thing here, category here. I think if I were to pick which would win, I feel like Arc Raiders or Battlefield 6 is going to win this actual vote.
Yeah, I think I would rather give the vote to Embark Studios than Electronic Arts at that stage.
Embark
Personally,
Studios for Arc Raiders.
Arc Raiders. Yeah, I would rather see them win it.
Yeah, I think I'm on that boat with too. So I
So
think
I
I
think
love
I
Arc
would
Raiders.
vote for probably either Arc Raiders or Peak.
I'm gonna go
You do
Arc
Arc
Raiders.
Raiders.
I
On
think
my
because I
side,
think that
I'll do Peak so that they both get some love.
all right.
On my personal one that y'all can't see here.
All right. Best sports and racing game: EA Sports FC 26, F125, Mario Kart World Rematch by Slow Clap, the developers of Sifu,
Okay,
and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Oh, this is an interesting
so
one.
this is goofy. So they're putting sports and racing together. So this is weird
They're
because
really
I
just
mean, like rematch
racing is a
deserve
sport.
like slow clap. I love those guys. They made Sifu,
They did.
and
Yep.
before that they made
I just said
Absolver.
that. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, I was so psyched to see them. Like, it sucks that they're getting put up against all this other stuff. But yeah, Mario Kart World was great. It was good, but it's Mario Kart.
It's a Mario Kart game. Yeah, it's not
Mario
very.
Kart.
It's more Mario Kart, which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's like that could win by default if none of these other games were really worth. I guess rising to the top. I'm so I was just telling you I'm waiting to see if
Yeah.
Sonic
Sorry, yeah, you
Racing
wanted to say
Crossworlds
for
goes on
Sonic
sale for
Racing. Yeah.
Black Friday because I want to play it. I heard it's good.
Yeah.
So I can't vote on that one yet because I haven't played it. Mario
Have
Kart
you
World
played
I have
Rematch?
played. It's good. I haven't played Rematch, but this
Oh,
is reminding me
interesting.
that I need to.
Yeah.
And then EA Sports FC 26, F125, just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I think neither were wheelhouses. I played FC in the past,
Yeah,
and I know it's one of the most popular games in the world right now. Just
sure.
in
Yeah,
general, just general people. But for
yeah,
us, what do you
yeah,
I mean, the Mario Kart system I actually played through, so I think, I mean, yeah. Uh, you want
yeah.
to vote Mario Kart? I think that's
How
the one we
about
just
yeah? Let's vote for Mario Kart, and then I'm on the back end here. I'm going to vote for Rematch just to give them a little
support
something
our indie
something.
devs.
Yeah, little indie love there.
All right, best sim strategy game. We have a lot of these, so I'm kind of going a little. I'm going to make my way through this.
Yeah,
Best sim strategy game. We got Final Fantasy
Final
Tactics,
Fantasy Tactics.
Ballistic
Boom. Next
Chronicles.
category.
Next guy, I'm going to read the nominees. Jurassic World Evolution 3. I don't even know
Mm-hmm.
what the kind of game that is. Sid Meier's Civilization 6, Tempest Rising, The
Civilization
Alters,
7.
Two Point Museum. Civilization 7. Did I say 8? 7.
You said 6. So it's FF Tactics, Jurassic World Evolution 3, Civilization 7, Tempest Rising, The Alters, 2 Point Museum.
This is interesting. I think The
I've
Alters is an
heard good
interesting
things about a
concept.
few of these.
Yeah.
I mean,
I haven't actually played
I'm
Tempest.
my vote is Final Fantasy Tactics
Okay, we're going to
because
have
it's one of the
FF.
greatest games of all
Doing it.
time, and this is by all accounts, a worthy
Yeah. The only hesitation I have is that
remake.
this is pretty much like a remaster game. It's not like
It's
there's
like
some
a
tweaks to it. They're not
remaster,
like,
halfway between a remaster and a remake. Like,
yeah, it's like, yeah. I mean, they know there's some original like kind of new like songs maybe, or there's like a new dungeon. I want to say at the end.
But it doesn't
I've
have some
I've
of the
heard.
stuff from War of the Lions, which is weird. And so
Yeah,
yeah, I don't
yeah.
know.
And Civ 7 I know didn't get a great response critically. I don't know, but I haven't actually played it, but it's not my cup of
Um,
tea. But yeah,
so yeah, I say Final Fantasy
okay,
Tactics.
FF. Um
Best family is
Best
the next
family game. Donkey Kong
category.
Bonanza, Lego Party, exclamation mark, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Crossworlds again, and Split Fiction.
I have an opinion
Um
here. Do you?
this is, yeah, you're the dad, so you
Yeah, Donkey Kong
we'll not leave this to
Bonanza.
you.
What a delight. Donkey Kong Bonanza deserves to win something, and I feel like it's going to get
All
overshadowed in a
right.
lot of
This is gonna be
categories
your vote.
this year. So I say Donkey Kong Bonanza. And I legitimately, my son and I have had so much more fun playing Donkey Kong Bonanza than any of the other games. We haven't played all the games on this
Yeah.
list, but
And
of the
Split
ones,
Fiction is not a family game. That
it
is
doesn't
a
seem like it
hard
would
game.
be. Doesn't seem like it would
I mean,
be.
it's a
No.
good date night game, I'd say, but it's not. I don't think
Well, I'm
it's
thinking back to
great
It Takes
for.
Two, and that wasn't a family. That was a
Yeah,
mom and dad game.
it's a
You
mom and
know?
dad game for sure. But yeah, it's not. It's not really for kids, I would say.
Yeah.
Then you got the two Lego
So
games and Sonic and Mario Kart. Yeah, have you played the Lego ones? I think you have, right? You played some of
I
these.
played some Lego Party, and yeah, it's like a Mario Party style party game. Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
it's
yeah,
good. It's good.
cool,
But I mean, Donkey Kong Bonanza is just it's incredible game. Love it, love it, love it.
done. All right, next category is
Best
best fighting
fighting
game.
game. I
Two
mean,
X two X
it's a bunch
KO,
of re-releases.
Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Virtual Fighter 5 REVO World Stage.
So
I think by default, I think we got to go 2XKO because I think it's kind of a.
it's the only one
I
that's
can't give
new.
this an old
Everything else
repackages
is a
of games.
re-release. Though I will say, and it's a bummer that Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, I hope it gets a shout out somewhere else because it's worthy of recognition,
Hmm.
but I would classify it more as like a playable documentary than as a
Oh,
fighting
interesting.
game.
Okay.
It's a collection of it's the newest thing from Digital Eclipse, who have done some of those other
Right.
playable
Yeah. Yeah.
documentaries in the
Yes.
past.
They did good work.
So yeah, and from it's the reception to it has been great, so it deserves some recognition, but slapping it under best fighting game is kind of
Interesting.
like
Have you played Fatal Fury City of Wolves? City of the Wolves? Is that a new game?
Fatal Fury.
Yeah.
I have not. Is it new?
Yeah, that was my question too. We're clearly
I
haven't
don't know.
been
Oh,
on the
whoops! I
Fatal
accidentally
Fury
voted for it.
bandwagon.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I would probably say 2XKO.
yeah, I think 2XKO. I was in the beta for that. It's cool. I mean, it's Riot. It's
Capcom
yeah,
Fighting Collection
it's
2 is a bunch of amazing like legendary games, but it's
yeah,
it's not new. You know.
I think next year we'll see a very different land. Well, at least it'll be one new game with Marvel Tokon fighters, which I think will be fun. I think we'll get
Yeah.
you and I got to play the beta in a couple of weeks when that comes out
That'll be fun
for
yeah.
testing. But all right,
Okay,
2XKO it
moving
is.
on to
Best
best RPG.
RPG. The nominees are Avowed, Claire Obscura Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and The Outer Worlds 2. This is obviously Claire Obscure, but I'll let you talk.
No, I mean I think that's it, man. Like no notes, you know. It's
have you played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2?
I haven't. I haven't actually finished any of these games. I've dipped into a few of them.
Yeah. Okay.
I've
You
made
played Wilds?
the one I've
Which
made
one?
is the one I've made it the furthest into is Claire Obscure, but I haven't finished it either, unfortunately. But from what I've played, it's stone cold masterpiece. So
Yeah.
I have no objection to voting for it.
Same, yeah. And I will shout out the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So in my Fantasy Critic League, I have multiple friends who swear by this game. They say it's awesome. They would vote for this over Claire Obscure for Game of the Year, and they played all of them. So I think I've heard just really, really good things about this game. So if you're into this kind of the RPG, then I think if you haven't played it yet, I think it's definitely worth your attention.
Also interesting to note, Obsidian gets 2 nominations here. Did Avowed came out this year?
Avowed and Outer Worlds too.
Good for them. Obsidian rocks. They're great.
We do. We love Obsidian.
But yeah,
right.
I got to give it to Claire Obscure.
Yeah. Expedition 33, Claire Obscure is our pick. Best Action Adventures, the next category. Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yotai, Hollow Knight, Silksong, Indiana Jones and a Great Circle, and Split Fiction. Best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Interesting. Okay.
I don't know if I would put Silksong down under the action adventure category.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, of these games, I would probably vote for that as like, though here's the thing, I haven't actually started Silksong yet, because when Silksong hype hit, I said, okay, well, I need to go back and finish Hollow Knight, so I dumped like 80 hours into Hollow Knight and finished that, but I
Yeah.
have not yet started Silksong. So based solely on having just played through Hollow Knight, I already think Silksong is like game of the year material. But I also am like halfway through Ghost of Yote. I'm halfway through Death Stranding 2.
I mean, a lot of this. I mean, I'll just ask you this: for Death Stranding 2, is it similar to the first? I mean, because these are all games I played the first ones of, and I've not played the sequels yet, or not played
Death
through them. I guess.
and like
Was Death
Death
Stranding 2
Stranding
very
2 and
similar
Ghost
to
of
the games as
Yote
well?
are both excellent games, but they're so different. Death Stranding 2, it's similar to the first one, but it gets to the good stuff way quicker, because
Okay,
and
okay,
it fits within the lore of the game, because it's like, yeah, we figured this
I
shit out the
see.
first time, so we already have all this technology. Like, yeah, you can build
Gotcha. Yeah,
cars, and you can build like a trike from the get go and be driving around and stuff. So
yeah. This
yeah,
isn't
it kind of, like, you get to the fun a lot faster in Death Stranding
okay.
2. Ghost
That's
of
because
Yote
honestly, a lot
is
of these
just,
games are kind of like continuations of the first ones. I mean, they're like
yeah.
they're good, they're all great, but I think they're just all like you kind of if you played the first ones, you know what these are about.
And I
I
haven't
think it's about
played
the
Indiana Jones,
story.
but I've heard it's amazing.
Yes.
And I haven't played Split Fiction, but I've heard it's amazing.
Yeah, Split Fiction is that's one I played through completely, and it is pretty amazing.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I'll defer to your judgment for
I
this
was going
one,
to defer
man.
to you because you played three of these, and I played one of them.
I've played two and a half of these.
All right. Well. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you haven't
um,
gone through Silksong yet.
I feel like I've like
Well,
kind of played Silk Song by osmosis at this point, but I haven't actually started it. So I've actually only played two of these.
hmm,
I feel like, and I haven't even played Indiana Jones, but I feel like, just like my putting my like game industry guy hat on, I feel like it's got to be either Ghost of Yote or Indiana Jones. Like,
really, I was gonna go either Ghost or Death Stranding or Hollow Knight. Those are my two finalists there. I love Split Fiction. I just wish it was in a different category because
I love,
it's great.
I think Silk
But
Song deserves an award in a different category.
correct. Yeah, I think that's kind of like the tough, or same with Split Fiction. I think for me,
Yeah. So
um,
yeah, I don't know. Man, I feel like, I'd say I'm gonna go out on a limb, and even though I haven't played it, I would say Indiana Jones for this one, based on all the conversation I've seen around it, the gameplay I've seen,
really,
the
I was gonna
great
say that's the only
reception
one
that
that's
it's
obviously
got,
got
the
it.
support that it got after. What's that?
I was gonna say that's the easy elimination. I think the rest of
You
these are
think
all
so?
GOTY
Because
candidates.
I mean,
The rest of them are all
you
literally
think.
GY
Well,
wait, GOTY candidates.
I'm
Sorry.
thinking specifically about the words action adventure. And like,
Hmm.
if you're talking about going on an adventure, I'm thinking Indiana Jones,
True. I mean, that's also
or
Split
Split
Fiction is
Fiction. But
that's literally that's an amazing adventure. Like just
yeah,
just
I think an argument
adventure.
can be made for every single one of these nominees in one
Correct.
way or
Yeah.
another. It's tough to
Um.
say, but
I
I
I
think,
kind of that's not for the one that neither of us have played. I think that's kind of a cop out. So I think we should pick at least one of
well,
these.
I mean,
Maybe four.
it's the that's what's always so difficult about voting on these things, is like, I don't think there's going to be a single category where I've played every nominee.
Correct.
Um,
Yeah. But I think just given that I think you between you and I we played the other four games, and I think all of
yeah,
for yeah I think it's
I think, like, I guess what I'm
they're
saying
going
is,
to be better.
it feels just as unfair to vote for one that I have played here versus one that I haven't played. Like, I don't know. I feel like I can have some level of opinion just based on, because I know a lot about this game, having read the reviews, seen people play it, read about
Yeah.
it. So like, I can't speak to it from first uh, uh from like my own perspective, but
I'm
yeah,
okay.
it's an interesting discussion to have about, like,
Yeah, it is.
is
Yeah.
it okay to vote for something you haven't played? But yeah, it's a tough
Yeah, you know
one.
what? I'm gonna vote for Hollow Knight because I want to support our indies.
Sure.
And it literally combines combat with traversal and puzzle solving. That's kind of the genre in
Cool.
yarn adventure, and we're gonna go with that. And knowing that all those nominees are very good games, they're kind of
Yep.
all game of the year categories. So we're gonna move on to best action game. We got Battlefield
Best
6,
action
Doom the
game.
Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Ooh, some good games here. I know you played a
Token
lot of
indie.
Hades 2.
Uh,
Um,
Hades 2 is some
I love a Doom.
masterpiece, dude.
Love
Yeah, it's
Doom. Um,
Yeah, I guess it's an
But
action
is this the
game.
right genre for this? Well,
Yeah,
actually,
exactly.
focus primarily on
I've heard
combat.
Ninja Gaiden 4 is excellent. I've heard Doom the Dark Ages is I've heard Doom the Dark Ages is excellent.
Excellent.
I played the demo for Shinobi Art of Vengeance and it was really good.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard good things about that as well.
But I mean, Hades
Hades 2 is
2
the
is just
one. All right.
Hades is
Hades is
it's
amazing fun,
Hades
actually.
2 might be my game of the year. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
gotta take a
Okay.
closer look at everything, but
We're going
it's
Hades 2.
yeah.
Best VR AR. Alien Rogue Incursion, Arcanage, Ghost Town, Marvel's Deadpool VR, and the Midnight Walk. I'll be
Haven't played
honest, I
any
have
of
not played
these.
any of these. I'm sorry, I just haven't moved my VR in a
I'm
while.
playing Luminous Arise in VR right now, and that's my
Yeah,
vote
that was
next
nominated here.
year. So
Um,
yeah, I can't vote for this one. Unfortunately, I haven't. I don't
um,
know. I know
should
very
we
little
abstain
about
from
any
this
of
one, or
these.
should we pick a random one?
I would
Not
just
random, but should we like
abstain.
pick an
Honestly,
informed one?
I would just skip it. Honestly,
Skip it. All right,
I
we're
mean,
gonna
I
skip. We're gonna
haven't.
abstain from
I
this
know very
one
little about any of these.
since I'm not there. Okay.
Best mobile
Best
game.
mobile game. Oops. We're gonna go. Destiny Rising, Persona 5, The Phantom X, Sonic Rumble, Uma Musume, Pretty Derby, and Wuthering Waves. Interesting.
I haven't played any of
I
these,
played a bunch of
unfortunately.
Destiny Rising, and I played Persona 5, The Phantom X. They're fun. They're kind of extensions of the original. I think Persona 5 is kind of more Persona, which is always fun in a mobile gacha format. Same with Destiny Rising. Sonic. I've not played Sonic Rumble. Have you played these other ones or any of these?
I haven't played any of these. No, not much of a
Um,
mobile gamer.
I know Wuthering Waves is very popular. I think
Yeah,
that's a
I've heard
very
that too.
very popular game. Um,
Sonic Rumble by Rovio
hmm,
of Angry Birds fame, so there's
right.
some level of
I don't know how
quality
that game
built in
is.
there.
So, you know what? I'm gonna vote for Destiny Rising because I think they've done a really good job with this game. It feels more like Destiny than actual Destiny does. I think I've read a lot of reactions and from playing the game. It's a little like gotcha-y kind of spin-offy at first, but I know it gets pretty good with the story.
Sure.
And we're gonna do that for
All
now.
right.
And we'll see. All right, next is best debut indie game. Oh, this is interesting. Blueprints,
Oh,
Obscure Expedition 33, Despelote, and Dispatch.
so
Ooh.
okay.
And this
Hold
was,
on.
and I think before, I think there was the guy who made Megabonk. I think he
Yes,
withdrew from
recused
this category
himself
because
from this
he
one because it
recused this
wasn't
because
his
Megabonk
first.
was originally nominated. That's why there's only four right here, four nominees
Yeah.
right now. But
Yeah,
because it was
because it
not his
turns out
first.
that it wasn't his first game. He just released it under a different name, which was
Yes.
a very respectable thing to do. So props to him.
Yes, and by that
Um,
account, I want to say that kind of by nature, that extension, that Clair Obscur and Dispatch, were by they're by studios that have formed from. I guess it's a new independent studio.
yeah. So
But I think
first of all, it feels kind of weird to have Clair Obscur up here against like Blueprints and Despelote and Dispatch. Anyway, I mean, it's I get it. Like technically, it's an indie, but
it's a small team.
man,
It's an indie
that's
game, small team, small
man, yeah,
publisher. Like it's
that's
full on
rough
indie.
to put these games up against that one. Um,
I'm gonna vote for Blueprints here because I think it's the most unique
that's
game
my vote too.
that's not represented
I
elsewhere. Because I mean, Dispatch is great. But and Clair Obscur is gonna. I think this is the one. I think. I mean, logically, Clair Obscur should win because it is a game of the year
It's going to win lots
nominee.
of other awards,
It's
though.
gonna win lots of awards, and I think Blueprints was snubbed.
This
So
is Blueprints' only shot, I think.
yeah. All right. Yeah.
Despelote,
We're
I
gonna
want to play as
Blueprints.
well. That's on my
This multi
short
is
list. I've
fun.
heard it's great.
It's interesting. It's not. I mean, I didn't. It's less of a game for me and more kind of like a story,
Short
kind of like
story.
a piece of art, kind of like
Yeah.
like it's an
Blueprints is amazing,
autobiographical
though.
like artistic storyline. So but yeah, we're gonna go Blueprints for that one. Best
Oh,
independent game.
dang. Here we go.
Oh,
Best indie game.
Absolum, Ball
This
X
is a
Pit,
tough one.
Blueprints, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. What a great year for indies. Um,
Goodness.
well, this
I
is the category says for outstanding creative and technical achievement in game made outside the traditional publisher system.
I I have an opinion. I
Yes,
have
what's your
something.
opinion?
I know what I want to vote for, but
All
I'm
right, what
curious
do you
to
want
hear
for?
your
What do
thoughts
you got?
first. Do you have an opinion?
Oh, my thoughts. I kind of similar as like the previous category as well. But yeah, I mean these are all amazing games. I know this. I mean,
I I would
It's
say
the mean yeah.
this is straight up like this is game of the year in my eyes, you know? Like
Okay, you
cuz
indie snob. I'm just kidding.
I mean best independent game, that's huge. That's a really big
I
deal.
mean, usually these games aren't like they're very different because they have a really different budget and really different kind of just game style than the usual game of the year candidates. You know, yeah, they're big
Yeah.
budget single player games, open world games, multiplayer games, whatnot. But this is
Yeah.
a year in which a lot of these are actually nominated for game of the year, and
And
they're
it
up there, and they're a great game.
one reason that I want to vote for, I'm going to say it, Hades 2 is
Yes.
it says outside the traditional publisher system, which is like Supergiant is the textbook example of releasing
Hmm.
something outside the traditional publisher system.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and just echoing my earlier sentiment that the game is a damn masterpiece and deserves
All right,
lots of
we're gonna go for
recognition and
Hades too.
love.
We all love Supergiant as well. In the South, we respect Supergiant, and I think that's it's hard. Yeah, these are all great games. It's hard to pick, but I think I think that's one we're
Best
gonna go with as
community
shared bites.
support.
All right, best community support. Oh, interesting. Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. Ooh,
Yeah.
I mean,
Um, I don't really have an
I kind of defer
opinion
to you on
here.
this one because I haven't engaged with a lot of these in a while. I
Yeah,
know,
I haven't. I mean,
I think we got the 14
I
guy.
play a little bit of Fortnite just to like idle in AFK maps and get my battle pass
Yeah.
XP, but I stopped playing Final Fantasy 14 a while ago. Baldur's Gate 3 was a single player game. So
But I
okay.
think they've had a. I mean, I was gonna vote for Baldur's Gate because I know they've been very like supportive in the the post game patches. A lot of patches that come out that didn't need
Yeah,
to.
true. Yeah,
Um,
lots of
Segment
stuff they've
indie,
added.
and it's I know that they've been pretty good about kind of engaging with the players.
Yeah. No Man's
Even though it's
Sky
not a live
is
service game.
I feel like No Man's Sky and Final Fantasy 14 are just the ones they put on there every year just because they keep having support for their community.
I
Uh,
mean, well, they have a subscription service, so I think they're which is it makes sense.
Helldivers
The fact that
was
people keep voting for it.
yeah, Helldivers was notable for sure.
Yeah.
And
They
that
did
I
do a
mean they
lot in the beginning
certainly
when
had
it
to go
first
through a
launched.
lot over the course of
Yeah.
the year.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
that they
Yeah.
navigated the various situations that they had to navigate pretty deftly from what I can tell. I mean, I'm not really in the Helldivers community, but from
Yeah.
what I can tell, like they kind of had to deal with a lot and did a decent
Yeah.
job dealing
You know
with
what?
it.
I'm
So
gonna vote for
based on that, I
Helldivers.
would vote
I'm
for
gonna vote for
Helldivers.
Helldivers. I think they've it's Arrowhead's it's this is published by Sony Entertainment, but it's
Mhm.
Arrowhead did they're doing the heavy lifting in terms of the community, and I know that
For
the
sure.
piles
Yeah. I feel like
the
yeah,
executives are out there, so yeah, I'm gonna Helldivers.
they did good. Yeah.
All right,
And then
next category,
okay,
best
well,
ongoing game. So this is kind of like probably live service. Yep, it's also best ongoing
four
game.
of
Final
these
Fantasy
five
14,
candidates
Fortnite,
were on the last one.
Helldivers 2. Can I read let me read the
Yeah.
nominees first before we jump in. Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, and No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Four of these five were in the previous category.
Yeah, so this is interesting. So I think this is not like the actual community like communications. That was more of a communications
Yeah, I
award. I
know.
think this is more of
It's
a
just silly that like
it is
some of these
interesting, yeah.
categories are just like yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
um
I'm gonna say, I mean, oosh, I think Fortnite is kind of like the industry standard. I think in just general of how what they do
I mean,
every day,
my
every month.
gut says No Man's Sky because they still are pumping
Really,
out really big like game-changing updates.
they are, but I think, I mean, objectively, Fortnite has changed this game over time, like the most. I
Yeah,
know it
for
is kind of
sure.
like a
But
big, yeah. Marvel Rivals, I think they've done I feel like a lot of Marvel Rivals this year. I think they've done a good job of keeping it going, but I think it's they kind of like box themselves into just adding more heroes, which is fine. There's like some gameplay, kind of like mini games here and there that have seasonal stuff.
yeah,
And All Divers 2 is kind of similar as well. Um, so yeah, I mean, yeah, you haven't played
I don't have a
FF14 in this one,
strong
right?
opinion here. On my screen, I'm gonna click No Man's Sky, but I defer to you for the official shared bytes vote.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you played all of Fortnite too, right? I mean, have you? How's this
Yeah, it doesn't mean
game
it's the
evolved a lot?
best. I've played it a lot. It doesn't mean it's the best ongoing game of the year.
All right, we're gonna. Well, I'll defer to you this one since you played both of these, and like No Man's
It's
Sky.
yeah, I mean it's Fortnite continues to be Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Just objectively speaking, I know it's a big publisher and you think, but they've changed. They have a lot of game modes that they did done, like
Mhm.
the Simpsons stuff. It's
Yep.
a lot of stuff there. All right,
Yeah, for
games for
sure.
impact. Thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Consume Me, Despelote, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, and Wander Stop. Ooh, I want to. I really like Consume Me. I think I talked about this
Okay.
in one of our first
You
episodes. I think
have,
this is a
yeah.
great,
You've
a great
spoken at length
game.
about this one.
Very it's very like down to earth. It's not like causing a. It's kind of like inspire a revolution or everything, but kind of it's great kind of just an autobiographical story on growing up, body image, eating, all that stuff that is really kind of a perspective that we don't really get a lot in games.
Mm.
It's about a young girl who it's about in high school kind of it's going through like her relationship with food and like her stress levels with school and work and friends and all this stuff. So I think it's just an interesting message.
Yeah.
That's not quite, that's not. But yeah, these other games are really good too. I mean, I played a bit of Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. It's a Don't Nod game, so it's a Life is Strange, same developer. Um, and yeah, and I know Wandershop is a treatise on anxiety, right? Kind of you kind of hang your hat up with being an adventurer, and so you kind of stop and open up a tea shop. So it's a very
Yeah.
cozy game. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
my vote. Do you have any?
Yeah, let's do Consume Me.
All right, do Consume Me. Going back to innovation accessibility. Um, so the nominees are Assassin's Creed Shadows, Atomfall, Doom the Dark Ages, EA Sports FC 26, and South of Midnight. I think,
I can't
yeah.
vote
I
on
mean,
this
you and
one
I
from a
are
place
Justin. You and I
of
are kind of where
experience.
we don't really need accessible options for the most part.
Hmm.
But I don't know if did you have any initial
I
thoughts
don't
on?
I don't have any I don't know much about the accessibility efforts in these games, so I don't feel like I can really vote
Yeah,
from a
all right. I
place
think
of
what I'm saying
experience
from
here.
this one, just
Yeah.
because I think we're not too familiar with them
Yeah.
in terms of the actual features themselves. But good for them. I think making games more accessible is always a good thing, no matter what. Next item is best performance. So we got Ben Starr from Claire Obscure, Charlie Cox from Claire Obscure, Erika Ishii from Ghost of Yotai, Jennifer English from Claire Obscure, Konatsu Kato from Silent Hill F, and Troy Baker from Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Ooh, I mean,
Three
with
performances from
three
Claire
Claire Obscure
Obscur.
candidates, I've heard such good things about Silent Hill F in terms of that performance and that
Oh yeah.
character.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think, I
don't
mean,
know that
if
one.
I think that's an amazing performance. But yeah, do you have any initial thoughts on this one?
Um I mean, the Claire Obscure performances are all fantastic. I
Yeah.
also I'm only a ways into Ghost of Yote, but Erika Ishii's performance has been great in that as well. My gut, like when I first saw all these nominees, my gut said
Mhm.
Erika Ishii.
Okay.
But I haven't played Silent Hill F, and I haven't played Indiana Jones. I mean, Troy Baker, I've heard that his Harrison Ford impression is very good, but I
Yeah.
haven't played it, so I can't say firsthand. And
All
yeah,
right.
I haven't played Silent Hill F, so I don't feel super strongly about either of these. I would probably say Erika Ishii,
All right.
but
Roll right here, just because I think you've played more of the game, and I think that's
cool.
yeah. If that's your gut, that's a kind of a good thing to go with. All right, best audio design, best in-game audio design and sound design. You got Battlefield 6,
Mm,
Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotai, and Silent Hill F. Um, hmm.
hmm.
So I think I'm always a fan of giving audio awards to horror games because I think sound is such a big part of the experience. And I know this game is actually I know it's a bit of a shorter experience. I think it's like a 12-hour game, which is totally fine. That's actually a plus for me.
Yeah,
Um, so I know
sounds like you
that
should play this
it
and
just kind
report
of
back.
yeah, that's something I'm definitely going to do at some point during the holidays. But yeah, do you have any initial thoughts on these? Yeah, Clarence has great
Mm,
sound, but I think I think the soundtrack is probably the highlight for me for that game over the actual just
yeah, my
minute sound. And Battlefield 6 is
so
Battlefield.
I was gonna say, like, my gut says probably either Battlefield 6 or Death Stranding 2.
Mhm.
I mean, Battlefield 6 has, the EA budget, and they can go and it's recording a ton of
Yeah,
guns
like
and
the
explosions and
gunshots,
this
like
and that and the
the
other. But
warfare,
Death Stranding 2, I would lean towards Death Stranding 2 just because it has so much of the futuristic. They have to figure out how a lot of this stuff is supposed to sound. At least in
Mm,
Battlefield, they have the
I
real world
imagine.
reference. Death
Yeah.
Stranding 2, they have to be a lot more creative in figuring out what these things sound like. And I think that they did a really good job with a lot of it. All of the crazy future tech sounds believable, especially if you
Mm-hmm.
consider how like there's a lot of Yoji Shinkawa like mech design, like vehicle design and stuff, and the way that the audio design meshes with his like vehicle designs and his weapon designs and all. It all works really well. I would like the more I think about it, I think I'm going to say Death Stranding 2 for this one.
All right, yeah, I'm with that. I think Hideo's games and just even the first Death Stranding, there's just the sound so interesting, just because there's so many different things out there that are both supernatural and technological and realistic, like all the different kind of environments and characters and stuff. I think that's really interesting stuff. So we're going Death Stranding 2 is our pick for best audio design.
Yeah.
Best score in music. Oh, okay. But for sounding music, inclusive of score, we got
A
Christopher
lot of great
Lutkin for
music
Hollow Knight
this
Silk
year,
Song,
man.
Darren Korb from Hades 2, Lorian Testard from Cloud Obscure Expedition 33, Toma Otowa from Coast of Yotai, and Woodkid and Ludwig Forsell for Death Stranding 2 on the Beach.
Man,
Oh, best score in
stacked.
music. I mean,
Stacked.
it's stacked record, it's stacked category. My gut says Clair Obscur. That's just
Sure.
fantastic.
It feels
But
sacrilegious to not vote for Darren Korb in a best score in music category, but I think that Claire Obscure is probably the pick.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's all these are great scores. Well, yes, sorry, especially Hades 2 and this are really great. But I think
Yeah.
just it's just that score is just gets the goosebumps, gets the
Yeah.
goosebumps for
Yeah.
sure. All right, next out is best art direction for outstanding creative and technical achievement in artistic design and animation. We got the nominees are Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotai, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. Wow, these are going to be the same games over and over again, which is fine. They're all
Yeah.
great,
And
but
it's so difficult to compare the art direction of Hades 2 to the art direction of Death Stranding 2
yeah,
or
it's big
Claire
budget.
Obscure.
It's totally different. Yeah,
It's so tough, but I will say, despite all that, I think my personal vote still lands with Hades too, just
but
because
Hades
that
2,
is
really.
so my personal vibe.
Mm,
And I feel like they realized what they set out to do so impeccably with Hades 2, even more so than they did in the first game. And so many of the character designs, the way that they like leveled them up, like there was a bit of a time skip with Hades 2. So a lot of the
yeah.
characters you saw from the first game, they got to revisit their designs and do a lot of fun stuff. And so yeah, but I don't know, it's tough, like because there's a lot of really noteworthy stuff in these
Yeah, for
other
sure.
games too.
Yeah, I think for me, it's between like I think for like you, like Death Stranding 2 or Hades 2. I think those are the two kind of finalists from my point of view. I mean, they're all great, obviously, but those are two kind of stand out as like
Those would
really
be the
interesting.
two picks for me too. Yeah, would be
Yeah.
between Death Stranding 2 and Hades 2. But I think Hades inches forward for me personally.
All right, we'll go with Hades for this. I know we're turning into the Supergiant podcast, but we're
Yeah.
gonna keep it going. All right, best narrative for outstanding storytelling, narrative development, and a game. Wow, that's a big year for this.
Hades
Okay,
2,
Cloud
no, it's
Obscura
not
33,
nominated.
Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Silent Hill F.
Hmm.
Oof. Okay, so I think
I haven't finished any of these, so it's
I
tough
know.
to
I think
say.
that's story. From just my friends and people who played these games, I think Claire Obscura's story, I think is
That's
obviously
what I've heard.
one of the highlights. Same with Death Stranding 2, actually, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm leaning towards. I know Silent Hill F is actually a great story. I think that's for me. That's kind of an interesting because I'm only kind of bringing it up as like I don't think it'll win other categories unless best horror might be a category. I think, but
I would probably
might be
go
another look. But I think it's gonna be between Claire Obscura or Death Stranding. Whether
I
I
would
think
probably go Claire Obscure on this
Obscure.
one.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's got people really, really excited. Although it's a great year for narrative games. All right, best game direction. Okay,
Mm.
this is the Hideo Kojima Award. No, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in the game direction and design. Nominees are Claire Obscure, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, and Split Fiction. Wow. Okay, this is the same games again. I'm gonna vote for Split Fiction here because I think Yosef is a very singular director. I think um, it's a very interesting vision that I think gets kind of borne out through the game because it's got a lot of themes there and it kind of melds a lot of different um game styles and game other different game designs into one. I think that's a
Yeah.
really interesting a game because it's kind of combines a lot of different things into one cohesive game, which I think is the
Yeah.
achievement there. Is that a lot of disparate styles and kind of character design and kind of gameplay mechanics, and it kind of
Yeah,
makes
and
it all
that
work
team at
in this
Hazelight,
concept.
they've been honing their craft, doing this very singular thing as you described for what 4 games now, and they've just gotten so good at it that I think that is actually, to your point, an example of really just like finely honed, finely tuned game direction that Joseph has accrued
Hmm.
over the past what decade or so of making games. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm okay with that vote. I mean, I could make an argument for any of these 5
yeah, for sure.
nominees, but yeah, I'm okay with Split Fiction taking
I think
the
just
vote.
yeah, I think that's for me for the game, the word itself, game direction.
Yeah.
We were at the point where we're okay. We're at the last one now. But we gotta like kind of go specifically with the actual category because it's easy to kind of go, oh, this is the best game or this is my favorite game. But
Yep.
speaking of best game, finally the game of the year. These are the
Game of
nominees.
the
We got Declared
year.
Obscure Experience 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Woof.
It's a tough one, man.
For me, I'm gonna have to go between Hades 2 and Clair Obscur as my two picks
Same,
here.
same. Yeah. I like.
I
There's
think,
a small
yeah,
part of me that wants to like Dark Horse Donkey Kong Bonanza in there, but I think it's probably
I
between Hades 2 and Clair Obscur for me, but I actually finished Hades 2 and am
mm,
continuing to play Hades 2, have got over 100 hours in Hades 2 and can't get enough of Hades 2. So I think
mhm,
just based on that, my vote is going to go to Hades 2. Justin's vote is going to go to Hades 2,
that's
but
good.
that doesn't necessarily need to be
I
the shared bites pick.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I haven't actually completely finished any one of these yet, so I feel
I
I
finished
do love
Donkey
Hades
Kong
too. I've been
Bonanza and
playing. I started
Hades
it, so
2.
it's fun. I will say though, before we even get this, let's talk snubs. I think Blueprints was snubbed from this. I think Blueprints is one of the most innovative games. That honestly would have been up there for me as my one of my finalists for Game of the Year.
It
It's
it would have been
so
my one of my
interesting.
it is one of my finalists
It's
for Game of the Year for sure.
incredible. It's a game that we haven't really seen before, which is
Mhm.
interesting. It's really novel.
Yep.
It's a puzzle game where you kind of build your own mansion, and each of the mansions has different puzzles in it. There's like meta puzzle over that. There's like a cool storyline that ties us over epic, hundreds of years. And it's really really cool. And I think it's one of the more innovative games this year and the best. I mean, I think that should have probably taken Bonanza's slot. Sorry, Bonanza, but I think that game is it's a more interesting game that got snubbed.
Sure.
I don't know any other games that you kind of thought were snubbed that you
I'm just
played this
pulling
year
up
that
real quick the Metacritic like list of best games and
all
making
right.
sure I didn't miss anything obvious here. Because nothing really jumps out as like, wow, what about this game? There was like Sword of the Sea, which was good, but maybe.
That was
What
solid,
about
yeah. It's
what
a
about
fine, yeah.
Deltarune? Does that count as
Oh, I did
being?
finish
Could you
Deltarune. No,
nominate
I don't think it's in this
some
conversation.
portion of it?
It's a continuation of
Yeah,
the fun Undertale Deltarune universe.
yeah,
But the gameplay itself it's
sure,
good, but it's
yeah,
not like as an
yeah.
achievement as some of these are.
There's the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake
Yeah,
remaster,
that's
which I heard was good, but I'm
I
not
hear it's
gonna.
solid, but again, that's more of a
Um,
remake and or sorry,
yeah, Ball
remaster.
Pit was nominated for an earlier thing. That game's really
Mm,
good, but maybe not quite Game of the Year material. I'm loving
yeah,
it though.
no
I'm
one
actively
snubbed.
playing it right now. I forgot to mention it earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think we missed. God, I'm gonna feel like a jerk if there's like some indie darling that I'm forgetting about. But yeah, I don't think we missed anything too
I
crazy
mean,
here.
Dispatch. I think we talked about it briefly, but it just came out
Mhm.
4 weeks ago,
Yeah.
which is really fun. But again, I think that's a game that's kind of got its own lane. It's a narrative game. It's a kind of like an interactive story. It's like a great animation, great performances. Actually, I would have put those actors in the best performance category, which they didn't get in for
Oh,
this
good
year.
call. Yeah.
This, I mean, Aaron
I
Paul
wonder if
and
it. Oh well, I was gonna say. I
Jeffrey
wonder if it
Wright,
wasn't.
the
It
Critical Role
is.
guys. Like, it's really good
Yeah.
performances in that. I've been playing
Yeah,
it
and it's
recently.
definitely eligible because it was nominated in an earlier
Yeah, I think it got
category.
best new indie debut indie studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind
Sure.
of a one that is one of my favorite experiences this year, but I think it's definitely not. I don't think it's as transcendent as these games here.
Shouts out to
Um,
one game that I feel should have gotten some sort of nomination. It's a rhythm game called Fresh Tracks.
mm,
It's a rhythm
that's
roguelike that I actually saw it at PAX West. I played it a
mm,
little bit there. Cool team, really fun game. But you're skiing It's like cross country skiing, but it's a rhythm game
Mm-hmm.
and it's a roguelike. So they like meld those
Fun.
different gameplay styles together to do some fun things.
Very
Cool game.
cool.
Not like, not game of the year material, but probably I feel like it should have been in this one of these categories somewhere.
Yeah, and there
Um,
should be like a. I mean, maybe we're not in vogue anymore. Like a rhythm game, music game category. I think there's probably in the past that may have been a category, but I think just with not a lot of them
like
being
rhythm
out there
game.
right now.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of rhythm games coming out
All
these
right.
days.
Well, back to business here. So we got. So I think for snubs, I think yeah, for me, the Blueprints was should have been up here, and then for you
Yeah, for
for
sure.
that game as well. But yeah, I think I kind of yeah, like I said, I think it comes down to Clear Obscure or Hades 2 for me. Me and both of you, me both me and you. Sorry. Um,
I will say that
you're going
for
Hades 2,
my,
right?
I'll vote. Justin is voting for Hades 2 on his screen over here. Yeah.
I
So
will
if
vote in solidarity with that because I do love Hades 2, and I think I'm liking Clair Obscur, but I think that just Hades is just like the really good mix of actual video game play, like just really fun moment to moment action. There's a little bit all lot of strategy with kind of the weapons you take and kind of the power ups you pick up. And then the way the narrative is really interesting too. I think just with each of the different successive loops and
yeah,
and other things. And I think Clair Obscur is going to be really good. I mean, yeah, again, like and we're gonna get pitchforks. We haven't actually finished it yet, but we'll finish it by the game of the year time, hopefully. But
the thing is, Hades 2 is just like Hades 1 when it came out. I was telling people this is one of the best games ever made. Like Hades 1 after it came out, it cracked my like top 10 list of all time. And Hades 2 is way better than that. It's just that, but way more, way better. Just like they took everything they learned and made an even better version of that game. Like you can't argue with that, man. It's Hades
yeah,
2 is the culmination of everything Supergiant has been working toward for the past what 15-ish years that they've been making video games. And
yeah,
yeah,
long
I
time,
mean,
yeah.
I got to give it to them.
All right, we're going to Hades 2. That is our shared bites game of the year, Hades 2 by Supergiant Games.
Woo!
It's a great game. I think the interesting thing is that interesting thing about this game is that it came on early access like last year, right? I was thinking
Yeah,
last
this
year,
is
and I
but
wonder
I
if
don't think it
that
was
kind of
eligible for anything less. It was
yeah, but I
maybe like
wonder if
most
that plays
anticipated or
into
something.
this because like for me, there is something to be said for a game having a big launch, right? It's like, oh, all eyes are in this game. It's like all the podcasts, all the shows, all like the streamers, everyone playing this game. I think with
Yeah,
this game, it just kind of, obviously with the early access, like you kind of play as you go if you want to. I got this game last year as a present. I didn't even touch it till it came out on the full 1.0
the
version came out
1.0.
this year
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I wanted to experience the way the final game, and like I don't
yeah.
need to I don't want to like kind of see stuff that's not going to be in the finish game or like kind of that. So I didn't even touch it till now, and and as a result, I didn't feel as excited when the game came out because it's I've already had the game, and it's not like it's there's something to be said for having
Yeah.
that kind of burst of excitement. So
It's
I'm gonna bet,
interesting. I was thinking the same thing that like yeah, it's I feel like Hades 2 is less likely to get lots of votes because it didn't have that like it feels less fresh, it feels less exciting than any of these other games that like technically launched for the first time. I think because when Hades 2 launched in early access, it was already like such a complete experience that it felt like it was just kind of like soft launching. Like it
yeah,
was kind of
exactly, yeah,
like
yeah,
out at that point.
yeah.
But I mean, if I couldn't vote for Hades 2 last year, I'm going to vote for it this year, you know?
Yeah, that's
um,
fair. Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, yeah, it's definitely when it's eligible, and I think this is when it gets. So another reason to vote for 80 that we're going to vote for 82 is I think might be a lot of people might overlook this for game of the year, but I think it is one of the best games for sure.
yeah. Knowing
All
that
right,
Claire Obscure will
that's
probably win a lot of awards, I'm voting for Hades 2.
yes. Yeah.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Supergiant. You deserve the world and more. We love you guys.
All right. Well, that's fun. The and game of the year time is always fun. Game awards time is always fun. I know love him or hate him. I think there's always criticisms, and I think Jeff's balance has a tough balancing job there, right? Because he's got to he's got to like expand the industry. He's got enough money. Obviously, it takes money to make these things. He's got to placate that, and sometimes it does feel like there's a lot of it is a lot of trailers and ads and stuff, but that's kind of the nature of the business. In a perfect world, he'd have the funding, we'd have the funding to like a fully independent, foundation that's able to put these on without, outside, sponsorships. But, it's the best we've got. And I think he's doing, the best he can with this. So it's always fun to do these. We will be back in a couple of weeks, I think, or a few weeks, actually. I think the awards are on December 11th. So we'll definitely keep an eye out for those. We might do a live stream, we might do a pod. We'll see what happens, but I think that'll be a fun thing to look forward to. And hopefully we can
Yeah.
finish some of these games. On my list to do is trying to finish all these games before that time, just so I can get like a fully kind of a full picture of some of these titles. But yeah, good times, good voting. And yeah, Justin, we'll see you in the next one.
Cool. Thanks for tuning in, folks. And yeah, tell a friend about Shared Bytes. We got a whole like have we done any checks on our metrics? Do we have 1,000 subscribers yet? Do we have 1,000,000 subscribers yet?
No, we need your likes and subscribes. Get out there.
Yeah.
Let's get the reviews in. Let's get this train rolling.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
thanks guys.
Talk to you next time. All right.